Hi, this is Mrs. Ellison, and I want to welcome you to 6th grade math at Clayton Pre-AP Academy. So if you're watching this video, you have already clicked here. So you now know that there are clickable things within this classroom. So let's start with my name. Again, my name is Mrs. Ellison. And if you click on my name in a classroom, it will take you to my email where you can send me emails if you have questions or you need help. And once you send the email, we can figure out how to best address whatever you need. In this classroom, the welcome banner is also clickable and it takes you to a cute back to school video. So you should definitely click on it and just see what that's all about. The posters in a classroom are also clickable. So these posters all have to do with coming back to school, some tips to make middle school better, and just some fun motivational videos for you to watch as well. The computer screen is also clickable. And you can see on the computer screen that it is our school district website. And if you click on that picture, it'll take you to our school district website. And there you can access things like Infinite Campus, you can find distance learning plans, you can see what the school board is up to. So it's a really useful site for you to know how to get to. And then once you're done clicking around this room, go ahead and click on the green arrow that says Module 1 at the bottom right corner of the screen. And this is going to take you to what a typical classroom looks like. So this year, we will be doing math a little different than you've probably ever done math the entire time that you've been in school. I will not be standing at the front of the classroom teaching lessons to the whole group in our class. Instead, we're going to do what's called a blended learning model. And what that means is that everybody is working at their own pace in math. So you will still have a calendar that you need to pay attention to. You will still need to keep a minimum pace in the math class so that you have time to finish all of 6th grade math by the end of the year. But what's really cool about a blended learning model is that if you're struggling, you don't have to worry that we are going to move on and you're not going to understand what we just did. But instead, you can spend a little bit more time on that part of math and get a little extra help so that you understand it. And if we're working on something that you totally get because you already knew how to do it, then you can do the work and test out of that section and move on at your own pace, even if the whole class isn't ready to move on yet. So it gives everybody the freedom to complete 6th grade math at a pace that they're comfortable with. So I'm really, really excited about that. So while you are working on your own lessons, I will be walking around and helping students. I will be monitoring your progress. I will be working with small groups of students to help them move along in math. And so it gives me more time as a teacher to help you as well. So what you're looking at right now is a Bitmoji classroom. And there is a different classroom for every module in our textbook. So all of the classrooms have the same elements. So they all have a word wall, they all have posters, they all have a Go Math book, but those elements are tailored to access resources for what you are actually learning in that module. So I want to walk you through the Module 1 classroom so that you can see all the neat things that are in there and you know what to pay attention to when you get to the classrooms. So the first thing that you should do when you enter your Bitmoji classroom is make sure that you are in the correct one for the correct module that you're working on. So this is the Module 1 classroom, and you can tell that because there's a Module 1 sign on the wall. So make sure you double check that and that you're working where you're supposed to be. And then on the whiteboard is always the same agenda because the pieces are the same. It's just the information that's different within the pieces. So some of the agenda is clickable. The module guide you can click on, and that will give you the instructions for completing the modules, including how much time each section should take, what you need to do to get through a section, when you should take your tests and quizzes. And then they also have a module choice board, which gives you a little bit of freedom to choose what kind of work that you would like to complete in this module for each section. And you can see the module choice board by clicking on that link, but you will find the practice sheets and the materials by clicking on the Teams link. So you might remember from distance learning during our last semester of school last year that we did work in teams, and that is where all the practice for each of the modules is stored. The module guide will also tell you when you should complete quizzes and tests and what kind of scores you need to have in order to move on in the module, and when you need to come and ask for help. Again, if you're working through things and you don't understand something, you can click on my name and send me an email, and we can work out a time to get you some extra help as well. You'll also notice above the whiteboard is a calendar. And so that calendar will have where you should be in your lessons. You may be ahead of that. You may be a little bit behind it, but you should be in the general area of where the calendar tells you. And we will work hard to make sure that you are working at a good speed and keeping up in Math 6. And then you'll also notice a word wall. So the word wall is all interactive. If you click on a vocabulary word, it will take you to a math dictionary where you can see the definition for that word and an example of that word, and sometimes either an activity or a video about that word. So each one is clickable, and that word wall will change depending on which module classroom you're in. And then just like the welcome classroom, all of the posters are clickable, and each poster deals with a skill that you are learning in this module. So if you don't understand what opposite integers are, you can click on the opposite integers poster, and it will take you to a short video that explains what opposite integers are, and you can watch that. And then the computer screen is showing the Go Math book. And the reason that it's on the computer screen is because your math book will be online. And so you will start each section, each lesson in the module by doing an interactive lesson and practice online in the Go Math book. So it's kind of like me being up in the front of the classroom and teaching you, only it pauses and lets you practice different skills as you go, and it gives you feedback. So it's pretty cool. So if you click on that book, it'll take you to your online book. You'll also have a hard copy workbook as well, but the online version is way cool. And then once you have completed all the module guide and you have satisfactorily completed your quizzes and tests in the module, you will click on the arrow at the bottom right corner of your screen, and that will take you to the next module's classroom. So it would take you to Module 2's Bitmoji classroom. And you would begin the process all over and start working from there. So I'm really excited to have you in my class, and I'm really excited for us to work through this blended learning model, and I'm really excited to help you be the best 6th grade math student that you can possibly be this year. So I hope that you enjoy math, and I can't wait to work with you. See you soon.